I've decided today that I want to empty yet another container of potatoes. But I want to empty this one out of curiosity more than anything, because we've not grown them in a plastic container. We've grown them in an old compost bag. And they're called pink fir apple. So they're a very strange shaped potato. I did notice the other day there was a potato on top and it'd been uncovered, so it gone a really dark green, which means you can't eat that. It's basically going poisonous. But because there's one on top, I was thinking maybe there's quite a lot below. And you know me, when it comes to potato harvests, I'm happy with anything. Because it's the only one we've actually got outside that's been growing in an old compost bag, I think it's time I took a look. They are main crop ones, but they have been in there quite a while. So I'm quite happy knowing that earlier on in season I emptied quite a small container of the same variety, and we got some nice little potatoes out on it, which we boiled whole after a quick scrub, and they were really nice. So anything slightly bigger than that is good enough for me. Let's go and take a look. And that's the bag right there. We've got quite a lot of old foliage, but I did pull a potato up and have a look at it because it had gone green on top like that. Not very appetising at all, but the bottom half that was under the compost still looks really good. We could cut that top off and eat that bottom part if we wanted to, but you can see they've got a little bit of a pink tinge to them, and this is the first year we've grown these. So even though we've got a nice bit of foliage on top, we've still got some that's dying back, and it doesn't take much to tempt me into emptying something when we're trying it as an experiment this year. So let's give those a go. Since it keeps threatening rain, we'll do it in greenhouse. Don't want to get halfway through and get caught out. Let's get these tops off. You can see that they've basically had it. So let's take a look at how many pink fir apples we've got out of an old compost bag. We'll take that one out. Well, this is absolutely saturated on bottom. Let's hope that's not going to affect his harvest too much. Well, that's a pretty good looking one for a start. They are such strange potatoes, but at least we're getting some. We have got some quite small ones as well, but they're just as good to me. I don't think we had enough holes in this compost bag, but even so, these potatoes do look really healthy. But we're still getting a nice little harvest. I'll get rid of some of this really wet compost from bottom. I don't think there'll be anything in that. It's like sludge with a big spider on it. That's the seed potato that's basically gone to goo, but there is a nice one hiding beneath that. I'll take those little baby ones off as well. Now I've buried the others, but there's quite a few more that's coming up with them now. Again, we'll get rid of that. That won't have anything in it. Seed potato. Let's get these all put to one side, as we're going to keep burying them. Well, I think we've got quite a few for an old compost bag. That's a pretty cool one. Still a couple more in here. And a lot of mud still. I thought we'd done then, and then I found 4 more really good sized ones as well. Let's take some compost out, that'll help us along. And another. I think that's about it for this container, but that's a pretty good harvest. Well, we didn't do bad out of that old compost bag. There's a bit of scab on some of these potatoes, but it's not a problem because when you peel them it comes straight off. And they're all a pretty good size as well, and some are a little bit funkier than others, but I'm pleased with results of those. We can give these a light peel just to get rid of that scab, and then we'll get them boiled up or even baked with a bit of butter, and we've got a couple of nice meals out of that. Let's get them weighed. We're not expecting a lot of weight to these because they're not huge potatoes, but it's his first year growing them as well, so I'm pleased with the result we've got. Get this tied up and we'll get them scales out. 0 on pounds. £2.19 of potatoes, which is pretty good for small potatoes. There you go, £2.19. Well, I'd call that another success, considering we grew them in that compost bag, and I didn't even fill that compost bag at all. I always say I'm going to roll it up, add more compost as we go, which you should do with main crop potatoes, because they're main crop potatoes, because the more you bury, the more potatoes you get. But once again, for whatever reason, we didn't completely fill that bag, considering the amount of water that was sat in the bottom. It obviously didn't have enough drainage. So it's a good thing we harvested these when we did, because as that moisture builds up with all the rain that we've had, potatoes could just start rotting. Either way, we came out of it with something, and I think over £2 of potatoes is a very good result. We've still got some Sarpos, and I've got another Picasso in container garden as well that we're going to be harvesting over the next few weeks. So if you want to see what comes out of those containers, please hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell, and I look forward to seeing you then. Take care.